Attention Pokemon Unite solo queue players. There's a chilling secret that might be sabotaging your success. A hidden terror. A Pokemon choice so disastrous, you'll wish you never picked it. And it's not who you think it is. Now, we all want to grind the solo queue ladder for that win streak. And in our quest, I've discovered something shocking. Pokemon so deceiving, it could be undermining your games. I've delved deep into the mechanics, battled countless hours, and emerged with the insights that will send chills down your spine. Today, we reveal the Pokemon that you should avoid, backed by 4 reasons that I've come up with. Stay tuned, you can't afford to miss this. This might be the revelation you need to get that win streak in Pokemon Unite. Let's unfold the truth. This Pokemon that I'm talking about is Sableye. Now, let's talk through 4 reasons, and I'm going to preempt this with the reason in solo queue is because this Pokemon does not have a particular class. He is a class of his own that makes it really, really hard to use in an uncoordinated, which is what the solo queue is, an uncoordinated setting. So let's start with our 4 reasons. Reason number 1 is this Pokemon has a high skill threshold, and honestly for nothing. If a Pokemon has a high skill threshold, like a Lucario or a Zeraorc, for example, you get a lot of bang for your buck. Mastering those skills makes that Pokemon incredibly strong. However, Sableye, you've got this crazy good mobility, you've got combos and moves that you can use, but honestly, doesn't really make that big of a difference in game. Alright, so I think it's got a high skill threshold for not a lot of payoff, so probably not worth the investment to start playing in the first place if you are a solo queue player. My second reason is that he has a weak damage output. It's possible that Sableye's damage doesn't scale too well to others, and honestly that means for us he is not going to be able to secure the kills, he's not going to hold his own in fights, he doesn't heal, he doesn't provide any shielding. It's just a Pokemon that's kind of a pest. That's all it is. It's just a pest Pokemon. Now, reason number 3 is that he's got a subpar ability kit, in my opinion. Especially the Unite move. And the context here is solo queue, right? You've got a Pokemon with all of this great mobility and with a high skill cap. And honestly, you're not going to get the bang for your buck. The Unite move doesn't necessarily help you in a team fight. It just sends people back to the base. You need coordination for that. You need a lot of coordination for that. Alright? So, honestly, I just don't think it's the one for solo queue. And reason number 4 is this Pokemon struggles with role definition. Sableye just doesn't fit neatly into any of the roles that we want him to. He's not an attacker, he's not a defender, he's not a speedster, he's not a supporter, and he's not an all-arounder. It's not really clear what Sableye is and how he fits onto a solo queue team. In competitive, you can be quite creative, but that's because you can leverage the communication with your team. Okay, so honestly, I think this is a Pokemon that we should just be overlooking. I just don't think he's the one. And I'm going to fast forward through some of this gameplay because you're going to see how absolutely useless he was at the Rayquaza fight, right? This game, we've gone Leafeon and we're playing incredibly well, and in the end, it was really just a 4v5 for the majority of the game, which absolutely sucks, right? Absolutely sucks. And you can see that he didn't even help me get that 46 in, right? That could have gone a lot worse. If I don't have the escape, or if I didn't make the very quick decision to sprint to that goal zone because I recognized that they didn't have jump pad, that would have been a disaster because I'm level almost 13 at the 5-minute mark. So honestly, like, that's not the character's fault, that's just whoever is piloting this character. However, normally this comes hand in hand. The people who pick Sableye struggle and they're normally making bad decisions, which might give me a biased point of view, which I definitely do have with Sableye. However, some of these opinions that I have and reasons that I think he just is not the one still stand true in the solo queue ladder. Now, for the purposes here, I've just fast forwarded to the end of the game so you can see, like, what is our Sableye doing? Okay, he puts 20 points in, really not that big of a deal, and he can't even pick up the kill on that Sylveon there, right? A Panover, he doesn't even get the kill. It's on like 1 HP. So honestly, just like disappointing overall. And while that's happening, they've scored bottom, right? So I've had to, you know, get away, put a lot of pressure on their Sylveon, and our Sableye just did nothing, right? He scored 20 points and then did nothing. And then have a look at our map. We go towards the Ray fight. He's sitting in the bush. He's by himself. That's fine. You think, oh, cool, he's providing vision. No, gets killed, right? So he's just by himself. Probably not the best, you know, gameplay there from him. I've messed up my Unite move. I wanted to get the Decidueye, so that's just, honestly, bad play from my end. I've tried to get him here. I've actually ended up getting him. And then so here we go, right? The fight's looking good. I've managed to be involved in 3 big kills, which is amazing. And then you can see the Sableye comes back, and watch how little value the Sableye has in the team fight here. He's not really able to do anything, right? What can he do? He doesn't have the Unite move for some reason. Maybe he used it before. He can't secure. He can't do any kills. He can't really stall. Like, he's done nothing. He's just watching. And then you look at the health bar and it just disappears because he's squishy. So it's just, yeah, just not the one. Not the one, guys. Right, and we've done what we can to get in here. The Razor Leaf almost caught up and secured the Ray, but just wasn't enough. Just wasn't enough, unfortunately. And you can see it gets 0 kills and 6 assists. And yeah, just really not a good pick, in my opinion. Okay, and this isn't, like, I'm not picking this as a one-off game. This is typically what you'll see. The Goal Getter, Float Stone, that doesn't really do any damage, doesn't really take any damage, just doesn't really do anything. Right, and you think for the Goal Getter they'd be able to put more points on the board, but unfortunately not. So this is a Pokemon I definitely think avoid picking Sableye.